what I have to offer for you as students, this is the first thing that you should attend. Okay? I expect to hear from you. And please give me a call, send me emails. This is my landline, my cell phone number, and again, you can find amidis.org Tunisia to get more information about Education USA, about the scholarship opportunities that are managed by the U.S. Department of State and that are offered by the U.S. Department of State and coordinated and managed by Amidis, like the Fulbright program, which is a full scholarship to graduate opportunities in the U.S., either master's, full master's degree, any type of master's, or for students, PhD students who are currently enrolled in a PhD program in Tunisia, who are enrolled for at least 1 year and are interested in 1 year of research in an American institution. Okay, so this is what the graduate program, the Fulbright graduate program, have to offer. Okay, for undergraduate students, we need to make research about external universities, external scholarships. Some scholarships are available. They can be available on a yearly basis, or you can sometimes find a generous institution who is interested in international education and that is, willing to help students from a specific region. It could be Africa, it could be MENA region, and they will provide funding for students who get accepted to American universities. So the first piece of advice that I give you in order to benefit from those opportunities is to take your time to apply and take your time to do research. To be completely honest with you, the average amount of time that is required by one student to have a complete and solid application is very close to 1.5 years. Very close. Because you need to research the universities, you need to contact the universities to make sure that you're applying to the right fits, you need to work on your personal statements, you need to talk to your current universities, or if you have already graduated, to the universities that gave you your diplomas, and create transcripts about how you will be recommended and how your documents, academic documents, will be sent. You will have to study for the TOEFL or the IELTS or any language testing that is required or allowed by the university. You do have to study for standardized testing. Do not take these for granted. These are not complicated exams. These are not hard. They just require a lot of work. The more you work, the more you build a solid strategy, the more likely for you to get a high score, a competitive score. So take your time. I'm here to help you in any single aspect of university. I can offer you universities. Lots of students, and especially parents, they tell me, okay, I'm lost. Give me one university and I'll have my son or my daughter apply. I don't have the right to do this because I want to make sure that you are applying to universities that you chose as candidates. I am here to represent the higher education system in the US and not specific universities. Okay, so I will ask you what university. Here are the websites. I already provided you with the websites, and according to the websites, you need to start your research, at least a very, not a very thorough one, but at least start the process, and I can help you select. And the more I get to know you, the more I can help you with figuring out your fits. Okay? Yes?
Sorry for the main question.
No worries.
This one is very specific.
Yeah.
I'm actually here also today because I work for an engineering school in the private sector, and it follows the North American system. So they
Yeah.
have GPs, it's MedTech,
Yeah?
and it's the same campus of MSP.
Sure.
So they have a 3+2 partnership with the University of Michigan. And my question is because we target also the students from the American high school, and they might
Yeah.
have the U.S. citizenship.
Yeah?
So for the students who are accepted for this partnership, because it's
Yeah.
3 years, are they also eligible for the federal aid when they have a U.S. citizenship?
It really depends. So I completely got your question. So you're talking about people who have either permanent residence in the U.S., a green card, or citizens, domestics. Will they be considered as domestic students? Is that your question? Okay. So It really depends on the university and depends on the student's family. Okay? So some students, some university would say, look, yes, you are a U.S. citizen, but you have lived your whole life out of the U.S. And the language that is spoken in your household is not English, so you will be applying as an international student. Or some universities want to have a Tunisian student. So if you have a Tunisian American student, they will probably have you apply as an international student because they want that student to represent the Tunisian community. Okay? And again, about the federal aid, when we talk about federal aid is what you will see on the websites, the in-state tuition. So because most, public universities, they get lots of funding from the federal government, from either the state government or the federal government. And domestic students are eligible for a different kind of scholarships than the international students. So you're talking about the FAFSA, right? Okay, so that really depends on the tax payments related to the family. So if the family are regular taxpayers in that state, you can apply as an international student, but you still can be eligible for federal aid because the first thing they will ask you as an international student or domestic student is your documents that are related to taxes. So if the student's parents are paying their taxes or they have a regular situation with a regular tax situation with the specific state, they are eligible for that's how they're eligible for the federal aid, because it's not automatic. To answer your question, it's not automatic. You're welcome. Any other questions? Yeah?
Do you find like a scholarship for MBAs?
I don't. Maybe. So the question was, can students find the mic if you want to grab it? So the question was, are there any scholarships available for MBAs? You might find a couple of scholarships for a master's degree in general. I don't have an opportunity to give you for now, as per now. But if you do your research, you might find just general questions, general scholarships about masters, and MBA programs are master's program. I'm not talking about the EMBA, I'm talking just about the MBA programs. They're Masters of Business Administration, so you can ask. If you apply for the Fulbright, I think yes, you might be considered for nomination if you are looking for an MBA program. That's correct. You can apply. So at least you have the Fulbright. If you give me a call or send me an email, I can put you in touch with the person who manages the Fulbright program at Ahmed East. Her name is Nadeb Al-Hassan. And as far as I remember, they might be opening applications for the Fulbright programs real soon, the graduate one, because there are several exchange programs called Fulbright. And it's probably around the month of March. We still did not announce it. Naded still did not announce it. But just in case, you will have to apply for the Fulbright before you apply to universities. So the selection committee will probably ask you about the universities you have in mind to apply for. But yes, you will have to apply for the Fulbright, be nominated for the scholarship, then be considered for admissions. Okay? Yes?
I want to know what's the difference between full scholarship and part scholarship, because some universities don't offer
Full funding.
which part, if it's not a full scholarship, which part of financial there are should manage?
Okay. So the question was, what is the difference between a partial scholarship and a full scholarship? Is there any specifics about this? So is this your question, right? Okay, so to answer this question it depends on the university. Because some universities will offer partial scholarship. It can be half of the tuition, and you have to figure out the other half plus room and board. It could be a partial tuition. They will give you full tuition, but you have to figure out room and board. or they will just give you money. Some of it is for tuition, some of it is from room and board, and they will give you a full plan of what you need to, what money do you need to pay, how much, and for what purpose, okay? And once you are accepted by the university and they already accept your financial plan, they want to make sure that you have found a way to pay for your education, either by their own finances or any other finances. They will provide you, if you are funded by the U.S. government, you will get a J1 visa. So you will be granted the DS 2019. If you find any other external scholarship or a scholarship that are offered by the university itself, you will be on an I-20. So an I-20 is, well, you'll be on F1 visa. So the document, the equivalent of the DS 2019 for the specific type of admissions is the I-20. And the I-20 is a document that will be issued by the university that will be sent to you as a student, and it will have a small table at the end of the page, at the end of the first page, saying what are the total costs, including tuition and room and board, what is provided by the university, what is provided by the student. And this document will be crucial for you to get your visa, because once you'll be interviewed for the visa, you need to provide financial proof. Otherwise, you will not be granted a visa. And most universities will not be allowed to issue I-20s if they don't know where the funding, if a student cannot secure at least 1 year funding, regardless of the source, including themselves. Okay? So each university, I mean, you can get full scholarships or or partial scholarships, and it would really depend on the university. I'll stick around for 10 more minutes. If you have any specific questions, please email me or call me or do something, because I'd be really happy to help you. And our goal is to get you where you want to be in the U.S. Okay? Thank you so much.